Krav Maga Houston community, I wanted to take a minute today to have a conversation with you about COVID-19, the coronavirus. I know it's on a lot of people's minds, and it rightly should be. We are really in an unprecedented time in our nation and in this world. And while some people believe that this is a political stunt, or other people believe that this is a biologically engineered virus, I think the truth is neither one of those things is exactly on point. The issue I think that we all face now is trying to understand specifically what this is. And what I'd like to do is have a conversation about what we know. John Adams once said that facts are stubborn things. He went on to talk about how no matter what our predilections are, or our wishes, or our inclinations, at the end of the day, those things don't change facts. So one of the things we have to do is talk about what we know and try to avoid conversations about rumors or what we think is happening. What we know is that public gatherings are being shut down, and that people are purposely trying to make their footprint smaller. The reason this is happening is that we see, even in European nations right now, a tragedy unfolding where there aren't enough critical care units to take care of people, and they're having to triage and decide who gets what treatment. So our goal here in the U.S. is to flatten what they call the curve, and the curve is who gets affected and infected and how quickly that happens. So most of us will not get the coronavirus. Most of us, if we that don't get the coronavirus, will be fine. Those of us that do, we know that 80+% of those people will have what turns out to be something akin to a mild cold. So what's the issue? The issue is this: by making our footprint small, we reduce the risk of infecting people in our society that are most susceptible to this virus. That's really what we're doing. It's an unprecedented social and civic sort of experiment. And what we're trying to do is flatten this infection curve to protect those people in particular. There are other people that think maybe we should all get infected and increase the herd immunity, and I don't think that's maybe a great idea. But we need to talk about facts. And the facts are, if you're a Krav Maga Houston student, you're a warrior. There are things that you believe in and things that you believe are worth fighting for. And as a warrior, it's time for each of us to make our footprint smaller. It's time for each of us to lead our families, to lead our neighborhoods, and to lead our communities in a way that is constructive and in a way that protects the people that are most vulnerable to this virus. Along those lines, what I would say is there are several things we can do in our households and as individuals to create power for ourselves and to better secure ourselves. First, we have to wash our hands. Wash your hands frequently. Use hand sanitizer. Wash and scrub your hands for 20 to 30 seconds. Make sure you get the pads of your fingers and your fingernails when you're washing your hands. And then don't touch your face. We know that the virus can live outside of a human host on different surfaces from anywhere like 3 to 12 hours, depending on what the surface is. And one of the things we want to avoid is getting the virus on our hand and then shoving that virus into our face. That's a potential way to be infected. We want to stay clear of people that are showing symptoms, because obviously that's a telltale sign. The other thing we want to do is when we're out and about for any extended period of time or around other people, when we get home, we need to take those clothes off, throw them in the washer, wash our hands first, then our face, and change our clothes. We want to make our footprint smaller. I don't mean that we don't leave the house, but what I do mean is that we think about how and when and why we're doing what we're doing and going where we're going. So to the extent that you can do those things, you can sort of begin to secure yourself. For your family, I would suggest taking like Clorox wipes, wiping down all your doorknobs, all your cabinet accessories, I think they call them furniture, and you should wipe down all of your light switches and make sure the family's washing their hands frequently. And following the same guidelines I laid out, if they're out and about for a while when they come back, take their clothes off, wash their hands, wash their face, put on new clothes that have been clean. These are simple ways to secure ourselves and take some power back during this time. And I think it's incredibly important that we not only take power back, but that we understand that we have to maintain a sense of normalcy for ourselves. I'll talk about that in a minute. But that we also have to bring ourselves under control. So there's a lot of fear out there. And like I said, we want to fight fear with facts. But the other thing we want to do is we want to have a gauge for monitoring whether we're really in control or not. So an easy way to do that, a way that I like to gauge people and their level of control in their lives, is by asking them if they are actively and effectively controlling what comes out of their mouth and what goes into their mouth. You're going to be in a place where you're at home. You're going to be in a place where you are in close quarters with other people if people live in the household with you. Kids are home from school. It could be a frustrating time. And I want you to really focus on leading with compassion and kindness as you lead your household, whatever role that you do that in. So what's coming out of your mouth? Are you allowing frustration and anger and fear and uncertainty to infect the way you speak? Or are you bringing yourself under control and recognizing that this is a time to refocus on things that are most important to you as a warrior? And one of the things I know that's important to people that live in a household full of people is the service and love and compassion and kindness to the people that live there. And if you can't do that now, when can you do it? The going just got a little tougher. So how are you going to respond? With compassion and kindness. Number 2, what goes into your mouth? I think what I'd say into this is that we all can be, at times, focused on fear and focused on negative thoughts. And when we do that, we oftentimes use food as a remedy. And this is not the time to be more obese, more unhealthy, and to satisfy these little temporary emotional blips with food. I'm going to challenge you during this time in your household to speak to your family, your friends, your neighbors, and the people around you with kindness and compassion. I'm going to challenge you to lose 2 pounds a week by being disciplined about what you're doing, by being intentional about what you're doing. And if you can do those things, then I know as a coach that you're bringing yourself under control and that you're managing yourself in a way that is productive for you and your household. Okay, so if we're able to bring ourselves under control and we're able to fight fear with facts, I think we're able to create a perspective for ourselves that's powerful. One of the things I want you to do is to control your emotional resilience and increase your mental toughness. And we'll talk about in the weeks to come and the days to come how to do that. But I want to do a simple thing with you. I want to ask you to put a rubber band around your wrist. And I want you to be more aware of what you're thinking and when you're thinking it. And when you have a negative thought about any number of things. Look, the market's in a big correction turmoil right now. I know oil prices are down. I know people are afraid for their financial future, but we have seen this before. We've come through it before, and we will come through this again. It's important to control the things that you can control, to love the people that you love, and to ensure that you're able to focus on productivity in your home, in your mind, and with your emotions, with your spirit, with your physical body. So the rubber band's important because when you catch yourself having a negative thought, I want you to consider just snapping the rubber band. It's a physical cue to yourself to remind yourself to get back on track. And I have a keyword I use when I feel like I'm slipping into negativity. And my keyword is warrior. And that's a keyword for me. It doesn't have to be for you. It could be service. It could be compassion. It could be love. Something that means something to you. That reminds you that you have a role to play right now in the unfolding events that are happening in your household, in your community, and around this world. So get the rubber band on and start to control the quality, the quantity, and the direction of your thoughts. All right, so we're going to have this new perspective. We're going to control our thoughts. We're going to really focus on what's coming out of our mouth and what's going into our mouth. The last thing I want to say in this regard is there has to be a sense of normalcy for you, and if you have a family, for your family. What that means for kids is they still need to get up at a decent time. They still need to do their schoolwork. I would suggest you use our Krav Maga online training videos, which are available to you as a member free of charge as part of your ongoing training. And use that as the kids' PE time. I have kids, wear them out. Whether it's in the garage or in the backyard, get some sun on the kids. And use nature's natural wonders to continue to try to keep everybody healthy. So if the kids have an opportunity to do online training, show them how you're doing it. Go through the videos with them. I have another video that we've posted recently talked about how to do the online training. Use that with the kids. Get involved in what they're doing. Be a leader. Be a person that creates calm in your household and create normalcy. If you can create normalcy for yourself and your children, you're much more likely to come through this mentally healthy, mentally strong, and emotionally resilient. And one of the things we have to do during times like this is take care of our physical bodies. So in addition to getting sleep and rest and putting good fuel into our bodies, we have to exercise. And if you're going to come to Krav Maga and exercise, that's great. We're doing social distancing. We're doing amazing things with cleaning. And I think it's an okay place to be. But if you choose not to be here, these resources are available to you so that you can take care of your physical body, so that you can exercise your mind as you go through this, and so you can better weather this storm where it feels like you're maybe a little bit cooped up. So refer to that video. Make sure you set a tone of normalcy and calm and logic and fact-based ideas in your home. Continue to train. Continue to take care of your physical body. Take care of your mental stability. Take care of your emotional health. Be a leader in your household. Be a leader for your neighbors in your neighborhood, your community. Check on elderly people with email and phone calls. And let's try to get this curve flattened out so that our healthcare system doesn't have a spike that we can't handle. The truth is, for those people that are most susceptible to this virus, if the spike were substantial in the next week or two, the healthcare system really doesn't have the capacity to handle that. This is an exercise in you being civic-minded and you having compassion and care for people you don't know but know need your help. And it's an exercise in care and kind and concern and leadership in your household. Make sure you have a sense of normalcy. Plan your day like you always do. Plan out your work. Plan out your exercise. If you're a Kravist, use our Krav Maga training videos. If you want to come up and train, there's plenty of room, as you might imagine. And begin to show the people around you, based on personal leadership, how to approach this issue. It's an ironic thing to say, but one of the biggest opportunities as we coalesce around our community, as we coalesce around our family, and as we create normalcy and a powerful perspective for ourselves during this time, is there's the tremendous opportunity to refocus and reprioritize. And I say since the beginning of the year, people should prioritize, they should organize, and they should simplify. And if you can do those things, the clarity that comes with it is powerful. And I think in times when we have sort of these tectonic shifts around how we see the world and how we see the world around us, we have this amazing opportunity to take care of ourselves, take care of our family and our neighbors, to create a new perspective, and to allow ourselves to really care about the things that matter. And I think when you shift to this perspective, what you're going to find is something pretty amazing, which is most of the things you do during the day don't really matter. Not to the extent that the things that we don't make time for. So now is the time to be a leader in your household and your community. Now is the time to create normalcy for yourself and your household. Now is the time to take care of your physical body, your emotions, and your mental perspective. And now is the time to create, through personal leadership, the kind of example that needs to be set for the people around you. Lastly, I just want to say this. We're here for you. We want to continue to be here for our community. And as part of that process, we've done, I think, two unprecedented things. The first thing is we put these videos online. And the truth is, I swore I would never put a bunch of Krav Maga videos online, because what we do here, in my view, is so special and so valuable, I don't want it to just be pirated and taken elsewhere. But I think in this time, there has to be an exception made to support the people in our community. The second unprecedented thing that we're doing is I'm taking sort of a coaching approach, and you'll see videos from me in the coming days and weeks that will be delivered to you as part of you being a part of our community. And we'll be talking about things like physical preparedness and exercise. We'll be talking about mental toughness, emotional resilience. We'll be talking about tapping into our intuition, and we'll be talking about feeding our spirit. And we're going to do that in the context of what we're experiencing at this time with the virus and how people's lives are changing. I want to share with you whatever I can to create for you a perspective that's powerful and an experience that ultimately allows you to come out the other side of this unprecedented time stronger, more thoughtful, with more compassion, with a mind towards service, and with a perspective that allows you to serve as a warrior and to create more meaning in your life. So be looking for those videos coming early next week. And everybody, I'm proud of the way the community is acting, and I want everybody to just, if you will, try these things. I believe this is an opportunity, and it's an opportunity for us to show others kindness and concern. It's an opportunity for us to serve others. It's an opportunity for us to see things differently. So let's take advantage of this. Let's draw closer together while we're staying apart. And let's continue to focus on the things that are going to make us stronger on the other side of this. So God bless you. God bless your family. God bless your community. Please look in the next couple days for more coaching videos. It's going to be free to you. Let's stay on the same page. Let's be strong together, and let's see this through.